Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Steve Larsen, and you're listening to Sales Funnel Radio.
Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio, where you'll learn marketing strategies to grow your online business using today's best internet sales funnels. And now, here's your host, Steve Larsen.
All right. So about, what was this? Probably about 3 or 4 years ago. A lot of you guys know I was in the Army, and a lot of my stories come from the Army, and I'm so sorry that it's just that way. There's a lot of life-altering things that happen when you're in that kind of situation. So anyways, there was this guy who was, he was kind of a hotshot, to be honest. I mean, he thought he was anyway, right? And he gets out there and he always tries to take charge, and he's trying to be the man, and which is cool. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be the man, you know? And a lot of people want to be the man, and that's fine, if you know what I'm saying. But this guy, you know, he'd put his uniform on and he'd go out there and he would try and start barking orders around and stuff like that. Well, one day we decided, we got to go practice shooting. So we go and we get our M16s, right? We practice shooting, and we're sitting out there at the range, and it's freezing out. There's snow everywhere, so we're laying tarps on the ground, and we're basically kind of laying in water again. I've done that a lot. If you listen to my last episode at all, I talked about that a little bit. There's a point to this story that's very strong, by the way. But he lays down right next to me, and he starts... They're like, okay, ready, fire's ready, take your aim, fire. And we start shooting, and we're practicing shooting at different distances, 300 meters, 200 meters, different distances. And you got to lob the bullet after 150 meters. So you start aiming up just a little bit. And I'm a pretty good shot. I got, 36 out of 40, hits, which is awesome. That's really good. I actually won a phone call home in the middle of basic training because of that, which is really cool. And so I'm a pretty good shot. I've really liked it. It's funny. My mom was like, and my wife and everyone was like, why are you such a good shot? And I was like, honestly, Halo and Call of Duty. I think that's, I don't know why besides that. I actually did shoot quite a lot though growing up. But anyway, so we're shooting, right? And this guy, he's laying down right next to me, and he thinks he's somewhat of a hop shot, right? And he kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. I learned to become really good friends with him, and I'm shooting, and I'm having really tight groupings, and I'm doing really, really well. I can tell. And the guy next to me has still not even fired a single round. Okay. And I know some of you guys are probably thinking like, Steven, what does that have to do with sales funnels? And I promise you that there is a huge lesson because I keep getting asked this. Okay. Anyway, he goes out there and he's like, Larson, dude, my weapon's not firing, man. What the heck's going on with this thing? And I turn over and I look, and his magazine, which is what holds the bullets, it holds the rounds, right? His magazine is in upside down. And I was like, what the heck? And it wasn't just upside down, it was also backwards. The bullets were literally facing him. And I was like, was that a joke? Are you kidding? He's like, no, sorry, dude. I've never really done this before. Right. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And so he turns around and he puts his magazine in the right way, and he lays down, and the next round of firing comes up, and I'm getting really tight groupings. I start shooting again. I'm doing all the correct, there's 5 different senses. You think through all your senses, you think through the different breathing patterns. There's a natural pause in your breath when you're about to exhale and inhale, that break in between. That's when you fire. Like all these things are running through my head. Right. And because I really do like to shoot. And there's nothing going. The kid next to me is not shooting. And I was like, dude, what's wrong? Are you okay? And he goes, oh, he didn't even like pull the action back and actually put a bullet in or something like that. And then that round, stops or whatever. And I'm looking at my shots and I'm like, man, really tight grouping. I was getting better and I was really excited. And we do this again, and he starts shooting, but he literally has nothing on the paper at all. He's not just on the target. His rounds are not even hitting the paper. And I was like, dude, what's wrong, man? And he's like, I don't know what's going on, man. I'm putting the front sight on the target or whatever. He didn't have his rear sight up. And he didn't have it set to 300 meters. He had it set to 500 meters. Anyways, it was like a ton of iterations over and over and over again that I had to coach this kid who thought he was a hotshot in like the most basic function of being a soldier, right? Shooting. And he didn't even know how to, it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating to me. And from that very moment on, like he stopped acting like a hotshot. He stopped acting like this kid who knew everything, and he became real after that. And now, why do I bring that up? What's the whole point of that, right? You can hand me pretty much any weapon, and I'm gonna be able to shoot it pretty consistently over and over and over again because I have practiced the talent of shooting, right? We'd lay on the floor and we'd smack our elbows, bam, 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 smack our elbows on concrete as hard as we could over and over and over again because it would help build up stability if you're laying in the prone for a long time so your arms don't start shaking, right? And bam, 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 I'd smack my elbows into the concrete and it hurt like crazy at the beginning. But, then pretty much I got, I had a whole bunch of resistance that built up inside of my elbows. And I'd bam, 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 smacking it up, right? And there's all these different things, these breathing patterns, all the things you do with your body, mentally, what you're doing, the state you'd go into and you're about to shoot. And, it's very different than if you're actually, in a war zone. But the same principles apply no matter what weapon you hand me. All right. And okay, what does this have to do with building sales funnels? Everything. Okay. It has everything to do with everything. Why does this have everything to do with everything? Because you guys, I'm the point I'm trying to make right here. Maybe I should go, here we go. I played piano for a very long time, right? This one should bring it home. I played piano for a long time. When I was 8 years old, my mom started teaching me piano lessons. She taught piano lessons out of our home for a long time, and I hated it. I hated the fact that it was my mom. I hated the fact that it was, she made me practice all the time. Like, it drove me nuts, right? So from ages 8 to 14, she pretty much forced me to do piano lessons, and I thank her like crazy, although I hated it. Well, when I turned 16, 17 years old, I was like, crap, the ladies really like this. So I re-taught myself, and I got pretty good, and I haven't played for 8 years since then, but now I could sit down at any piano, didn't matter on the brand. It didn't matter on who was around me. It didn't matter if it was even completely in tune. I could still make a really cool song from the piano, right? Same with the drums. I played the drum full kit for about 4 or 5 years. It did not matter on the brand, right? It did not matter what kind of drumsticks I was using, right? I could still make really cool beats. I could still keep beats. I played in a band for a little bit. I sang in a band, and it was awesome, right? And it did not matter. Now, okay, the question that I'm trying to address here is that I get asked like crazy. Okay, we just finished this campaign, and I get asked like crazy. Okay, we had what was it? There's 2,400 people watching live this webinar that Russell was doing, and I was moderating. I was reading all the comments. I was trying to answer as many questions as people had, and the questions that continue to pop up. And that still could pop up all the time. I still get them. I've been getting them for a long time. What webinar software should I use? All right. What what's the best copyright? Who's the best copywriter? What's the best color for my button? What's the best? It's stuff like that where you're like, okay, stop focusing so much on the tools. Stop it. The tools. Talent is not in the tools, all right? There's been a whole bunch of people come to me and say, okay, if I only had this kind of equipment, I would be successful. If I only had the top brand of computer or MacBook or whatever, then I would be allowed to go out and get my actual funnel done. If I only had, the best car, then I would be, the best racer. It's like, that's so, that's so backwards, you guys. That's not true at all. Today I heard Russell sat back and he said, hey, you know what? I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just trying to tell you that it has nothing to do with the tools. And it's funny he said that because I've been thinking about this before we even brought it up. I've had this podcast planned, and I was like, hey, it's cool he's talking about it. But he said, look, you could take away ClickFunnels. You could take away any of my branding. You could put me in a market where I don't even know the product. You could put me in a spot where nobody knows me. Take away all these elements, and I still would be able to make $1 million really quickly because of the principles, because of the talent, because of the personal growth that I've had in this certain area. Right? This is him speaking, and I was like, yeah, that's really cool. Like it's super true. And that's the way a lot of you guys, though, what I've been noticing is, hey, I'm going to go build this sales funnel. I'm going to go build this business. I'm going to go do this. But I would actually be successful at it if I just had this. Now, the tools mattered a little bit to a degree, right? Going back to the shooting thing, if I was going to shoot something that was super rusty versus something that was nice and clean, I mean, that matters like 10%. 90% of it, though, is seriously the talent inside of you, right? 90% of the time, the tool really doesn't matter. Stop making the tool an excuse to not act, okay? All right. Now, like I said, sometimes the tool really matters. Like, no one else does what ClickFunnels does. I mean, you should use ClickFunnels, But what webinar software should I use? Man, just use freaking webinar software. What chat box should I use? Google chat box and click on the first one and get it. You know what I mean? Like, there's this whole part that it really doesn't matter, but people get caught up in it like crazy. It drives me nuts. Just choose one, right? A musician makes a crappy piano sound good. It has nothing to do with the brand. It could even be a little bit out of tune and it would still sound amazing. Do you guys get the point? Stop blaming the tool. Stop saying, the tool is what it is. Right? The musician makes the crappy piano sound good because he is the talent, because the person is the talent, not the piano, not the brand, not the tool. The tool really doesn't matter that much. Okay. You can't obsess over tools. You can't obsess. What you need to do is personally obsess over being good, being the best, being amazing, okay? A lot of you guys will just distract yourself to death with these tools, okay? Focus on being the best. I was about you guys want to know the reason I sit next to Russell? The reason I am Russell Brunson's funnel builder. The reason why is because 3 years ago when I saw ClickFunnels come out, it was just barely left beta. I had been building funnels and other businesses and stuff on WordPress and other things like that. And I was hustling, and I still am hustling, right? I slowed down a little bit to just catch my breath. I was like 8 months with barely sleeping. These last few months have been awesome, but I can feel myself trying to get into another hustle mode again, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should. I know how to hustle. But the reason why I sit next to Russell, the reason why is because 3 years ago when ClickFunnels came out and left beta, there was this really powerful moment for me where I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn this, or I'm gonna fail. Meaning there was this whole, it's not that I wasn't serious before, but I put my pride, I put my name on the line. I decided to go out and start building funnels. And what I would do is I would go stand in front of the mirror. You guys might think I'm weird for this, but whatever. Like, it worked. Okay. I would stand in front of the mirror and I would look myself dead in the eye, and I'd get kind of psyched up and stuff like that. And I would just take my fists and I would start punching the counter as hard as I could. Boom, 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 boom. And I'd be like, I will be the best funnel builder in the world. And I would yell at myself. Really, the only reason I'm not yelling right now is because it's like 1:30 in the morning and I just had to get this off my chest, and my kids are sleeping like 2 rooms over. Okay. But I would start slapping the counter as hard as I could. And I would look myself dead. And it's not that pain and pleasure are the only things that should motivate you. That's not true at all. But I was just trying to just capture this feeling that I just needed to be the best. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best funnel builder, but I will say that I've built probably more funnels than 99% of the people on the planet. And 170 in the last year, like, holy crap, man, that's a lot of funnels. And collectively, they have brought millions and millions and millions of dollars. Even by themselves, there's several funnels that have brought in $1 million just on their own. It's amazing. Super, super cool. But the reason why is because I stopped blaming the freaking tool. Okay? I stopped blaming something else. I looked at myself and I started obsessing over me. My expertise. Was I the best? If someone handed me a microphone and said, you have 20 minutes on stage, what would I say? Okay? And sometimes that's hard to do. Don't point the finger out. Point it back in and go, okay, what am I not good at yet? That is literally the reason I went and did door-to-door sales, was to get better at sales and to take a crap ton of objections. That's why I did it. I didn't necessarily I really hated it, to be honest, but that's why I did it. Okay, look at yourself and craft your life. When you start doing that and you actually get really clear on your goals, amazing things happen, you guys. It's nuts. 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, you're going to get a just a dump load of opposition. You'll get it from family, unfortunately. You'll get it from friends. You'll get a whole bunch of, fortunately on that as well. You'll get it from people who you didn't even know. People will come out of the woodwork and just tell you that you're going to flat out fall on your face. And you're like, I didn't even know who you were before I started going down this path and trying to do it. And they'll just run right at you and just tell you can't do it because they can't, or they've got excuses and they think that they also apply to you. The second thing that's going to happen though is you're going to start carving this line in the sand. You start drawing a line in the sand. And you're going to start getting people coming over to your side saying, yeah, Steven, you can do it. You can go pursue being the best funnel builder on the planet. Try it. Just go for it. See what happens. Am I? Nope. But I know I'm really good. And amazing things has happened because of that, right? Very intense, very focused, all the way through as much as I could, studying as much. I mean, I can honestly say I earned where I am, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that. But for a while, it was. I mean, I went through the same thing I'm telling you right now. It's not that I didn't go through it either. For a while, I blamed the tool. Oh, the market was bad. I went and I did real estate and I was trying to flip contracts in the closing period for 10 grand more than I got them under contract for. And it worked. I got 7 houses under contract, a couple multi-million-dollar pieces of real estate. And I wasn't experienced enough. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. I didn't even know the vernacular of that industry. I was just taking massive action. And I had tons of these people come in and try to help me and all these things going on. And it failed. I did not succeed in that. And for a long time, I blamed, it was the market. It was, I didn't nail it. I didn't, it's because of this guy, because of that guy, or I didn't, and it was really, really easy for me to go blame and put the finger outward. And all I'm trying to do is tell you guys, stop blaming the tool, stop obsessing over which tools you use, and just start obsessing over you. Are you good? Be the best version you can be of your own self. And to do that, you need to see, focus on my strengths, but there's also a few weaknesses that I can't progress without overcoming as well. You know what I mean? Okay, it's like that Robert Kiyosaki quote I was just talking about a few episodes ago. Like, as soon as you start down the path of entrepreneurship, there are character flaws that will get blown up straight in your face, and you are not going to be able to progress in business until you address them. That doesn't mean you have to fix everything in your life, but it might mean you need to outsource and go, okay, I you know what? I'm not good at taking pictures. Let me go find some guy who's good at taking a picture, right? You overcame that. Does that make sense? It's the same thing. So anyways, that's all I wanted to do in this podcast. It's just tell you guys, I hope you see, it's like the tool barely matters, you guys. It is so much about you. Are you good? Are you passionate? What's the thing that gets you excited? Are you really, really good at it? You can either be the first or you can be the best. Which one are you? Right? Lots of times I'm not very good at being the first, so I try to be the best. And you know what? If I'm number 2, I'm trying to be number 1, but there's a lot of great things that come as number 2 also. Not that I'm settling at all, because I'm not. But man, really, really cool stuff. Anyway, I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say here, guys. Don't distract yourself with the tool. Don't obsess over tools. They matter like 10%. The rest of you is the other 90%. You got to personally obsess over getting good. And you get to sit down and... anyway, just don't distract yourself with tools. That's all I'm trying to say. So anyways, guys, I hope you're doing well. And sorry I had to talk a little bit quiet on a few of these. It's super late. I just had this on my mind. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Sales Funnel Radio. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Want to get one of today's best internet sales funnel for free? Go to salesfunnelbroker.com/free funnels to download your pre-built sales funnel today.